Okay, I started to do a video about this crazy day I've had so far. So happy Sunday, everybody. I, myself, have been driving for the last couple hours because I have appointments down here in Indianapolis. And when I head down to Indianapolis a lot of times and I'm coming to my specialist appointments and stuff like that, sometimes I get overwhelmed or I get in my head. Because even though my brain says I feel fine, my body is not fine. So like sometimes I start overthinking things and I start panicking because I just had some major x-rays done and some blood work done. And then I'm like, okay, now I got to go see my specialist and blah, blah, blah. So I get a little nervous because just the whole process, the whole process of dealing with specialists and I guess facing reality, kind of for some reason today was really on my mind. And I was just here in December, but it just is very overwhelming. So I thought, well, I'm going to jump in the truck and I'm going to head down to Indianapolis now because I'm going to visit with my granddaughter and my son and my daughter-in-law later. But anyway, so I'm in my head. I was having almost like a mental breakdown thinking about what's coming, and I loaded my destination in my GPS, and the weird thing was my GPS for some reason had me taking all these country roads. I thought that's so freaking bizarre. My GPS always has me go the interstate, which made no sense to me why. I even checked it. Like, did I have the route changed? The route was not changed at all. So for some reason today, God or the divine wanted me to take a different direction. And this direction was like all country roads, which was so crazy because I got here in the same amount of time I would on the interstate. So I don't freaking understand this, but okay, we're just going to go with this story, right? So I'm in my head, I'm out in the country driving, and I am like starting to feel anxiety a little bit, and I'm starting to feel a little sad because I just stress over these specialist appointments. Because, like I said, even though I may mentally feel okay, physically I'm not. And so I get a little nervous of what these x-rays are going to show in my lungs and stuff. So the crazy thing is that, so I'm thinking of all this stuff and I'm like trying to get out of that mindset, everything's going to be fine. You're just going to go with the flow like you always do. Don't panic. Whatever happens is meant to happen, right? And it's not that I think that impending doom. I constantly think about what about my kids? What about my grandkids? That's what's on my mind. It's not about me. It's about everybody that loves me and everybody who I love wholeheartedly. That I worry about those people, not so much myself. So I'm in my head, I'm driving, so I put on the radio and I'm like, I gotta listen to some music and get my shit out of here, get my shit back together because I'm by myself, And so I'm listening to the music and blah, blah, and all this stuff is running through my head like a bad TV drama. And the next thing you know is I'm like, guys, please help me get over this slump. I don't know why I'm feeling this sadness and like weirdness, this time coming down here. And instantly the song that comes on the radio is my song that I always listened to before I went to Pitt's house. And not only that is, anytime I see a hawk for some reason is related to Pitt, because I cannot tell you how many times on my way to his house, there would be numerous hawks along the way, sitting on the power line, numerous. I mean, it wouldn't be just like one, it'd be like 4 or 5 I would see on the way to his house. I mean, so that represents him to me, and that song represents him to me, because the crazy thing is, as I'm driving, all of a sudden my song comes on instantly. I look up and there's this giant hawk sitting in this tree. And down below in this yard, it says Earthworks. I'm like, okay, is that a company? What is it? Because when I'm asking my guides, what do I need to do to get out of this funk? It's like they answered my question. There's my symbol for Pitt in the tree, the song, the symbol for Pitt on the radio, and then Earthworks, because I am a nature person. And whenever I am feeling down and blue and overwhelmed and anxious, I go outside, I hang out outside, I go for walks on hiking trails, I explore nature. So it was kind of funny. Like, I felt like they were like, bam, here's your answer. Earthworks. Go out in nature and get your shit together, Charity, and Pitt's right here with you, along the way. So I'm driving, and like I said, I'm on these country roads I've never been on, so I'm kind of like, what the frick is this shit? But anyways, so I'm like driving, and not even like a half a block from that area, there was a sign in a man's yard that is like one of them signs like for a restaurant with the arrow on it and you can slide in the little letters. And it said, "We are God's army." And I'm like, now who the hell has a sign like that in their yard? Usually it's some little, cardboard signs. This was a huge sign with an arrow that said, "We are God's army." And I'm like, okay, I got you. I'm listening now. I'm kind of paying attention as some biblical stuff's being thrown my way. And so I swear to God, it wasn't even a half a block down the road. Bam, another sign that said, "Forgiveness is freedom." And I'm like, okay, well, I've pretty much forgiven everybody in my life that's ever done me wrong, or I felt like they'd done me wrong. But I thought that was a very good quote. Forgiveness is freedom, because that is the truth. If you cannot forgive yourself or forgive others for the things you do, you can't move past that and carry on your way, right? So I thought, okay, here we go. We're getting some more Bible stuff, or not really Bible stuff, but like spiritual stuff to me, or religious stuff, or divine stuff, whatever you want to call it. A half a block from that, I come to a stop sign, and I'm not in a town. I'm out in the middle of freaking BFE. I come to a 4-way stop sign on this county road, and over on the corner is a set of numbers, and it's like 349, 444, 448, or whatever. So when I look over there, the first thing that catches my eye is that there's 444 and 444 this way, making a cross in the middle of these numbers in the corner of some empty lot, which I don't even know what that was. To be honest, what is that empty lot? I have no clue. But it had a sign that had numbers across it. So I don't know if they were meaning like $3.49, $4.44, and $4.48. I don't know what they were meaning by that sign, because it was kind of an empty lot where you could pull your car in. But it made a cross with 444 this way and 444 that way. And I thought, now this is getting bizarre. I've not even made it a damn mile down the road, and I'm seeing all these signs being thrown in my face. And yes, a day in the life of crazy. So I get going again, and I'm just driving along, and I'm passing this building that's out there, kind of like, it looks like somebody maybe shop or something like that. And it's called East of Eden. And I'm like, what the hell is that shop? What, East of Eden? And why is that name in there? But I'm just like, what is this stop? There was no cars there. There was nothing. It was just a building that had a sign that said East of Eden on it. So I don't even know what the hell that is. So I'm driving again, just going, And like I said, I'm out in the middle of nowhere, somewhere between Portland and Indy, Westfield, whatever. I'm just out in the middle of BFE. I mean, these country roads were small, and I was driving a big old truck. So I'm like having to pull way over when people were passing me. That's how small these roads were. And I'm driving, and all of a sudden I turn onto this another county road I was supposed to be on, and there is another sign that says, "Empowering through connection." And I'm like, all right, is this a cellular phone thing, or why am I seeing this in big bold letters? But I was driving kind of fast, so I wasn't really paying attention if it was a cellular thing. But it's funny that the big bold letters caught my attention, and I was just driving. I wasn't trying to find these signs. I'm just driving, and here they are, like right in front of me, or off to the side of me, whatever. And I'm just like, all right, I'm hearing you loud and clear now. I always say connection is important. Connection to other humans is important, whether you know them or not, even strangers. Connection is so important. Forgiveness is so important. We are all God, or the divine's army. We're trying to make our way through life in the good way, not a bad way. The 4444 stuff is crazy. I don't know. The hawk and the music was crazy. And then the sign below it says Earthworks. Like they were giving me my answer, what I needed to do today or tomorrow or whatever while I'm down here. But it's just nuts how things like that freaking work. I mean, it seriously is just like smacking me in the face. So now that I've gotten through all of my crazy day, I end up in where I'm supposed to be. But before I end up where I'm supposed to be, it has me turn onto this country road, and I'm just driving along. And I know a while back I told you guys I went to a town called Atlanta, Indiana, back in December, the beginning of December, called Atlanta, Indiana, which I had never heard of Atlanta, Indiana in my life. But we did an investigation there at an old hotel from like the 1800s, but it is now like a museum of such, kind of like a museum, but an investigation hotspot. And I couldn't have found my way back there if you freaking gave me $1 million. I have no idea. Never been to that town before. Never even heard of that town before. So I'm driving down this country road, and next thing you know, there is a freaking sign that says Atlanta, Indiana. And I'm like, surely I'm not going through that town I never heard of. By God, I did. And I looked right down the road, and there was that place we investigated, which I had some really crazy things that I seen there, felt there, whatever. But I thought, this is so bizarre. Like, of all ways to get to my destination, I have never been this way. Why my GPS did not pick up the interstate, I do not know. Took me down all these country roads, but I still got here in an hour and a half like I always do on the interstate. So it makes no damn sense. But evidently, my higher power wanted me to take a look at nature. And it was crazy because I seen horses and cows and all these things that sometimes you don't get to see because you're in town all the time, It was just a beautiful country out there. Rivers flowing, people building like homemade bridges across the rivers to get from their house to their neighbors out there. I mean, it was just seeing a wide variety of awesome nature things, natural things, earth things, whatever. But I just want to share my crazy story about Sunday because I know sometimes we all get in that funk or that overwhelming feeling of, oh, what if, or that overwhelming feeling of, oh God, I don't want to do this. I don't want to go to this appointment. I don't want to go to this job interview. I'm so nervous, blah, 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 blah. Watch for the signs, because there are signs along that road that will uplift you, help you calm down, let you know you're not alone. You might be driving in that vehicle alone, but you're not alone, because your loved ones, your ancestors, your guides, your angels, all those beings are with you along your journey, whether it's your spiritual journey or just a trip to the doctors or a trip to that job interview. So pay attention to those signs, because today I felt like I was getting smacked in the face with signs that people had in their darn yard or were on empty buildings. I don't even know why everything was such bold letters today, and a bold smack me in the face kind of way. But I feel better now. I don't feel sad. I know that what's going on, it is what it is, and I just have to deal with it and go about my day. And I just have to make the best out of everything I can, and try to make every day better than the last. And I need to spend more time with my family and my friends. I mean, them are the things that all these signs are reminding me of. Charity, you're here on this earth to help people, spiritually or whatever. And you're also here to share love with all those people you care about and all those people that care about you. So remember those. Them are important things. And forgiveness is freedom. So forgive some of those people who have done you dirty. And always remember, we are God's army, or the divine's army, or Mother Earth's army. We are the ones who are trying to make this place a better earth, or a better place to live for our children, our grandchildren, and all those to come after us. And always remember, life is empowering through connection. So see a stranger on the street and say, hey, how you doing? Things like that, because human connection is so important. So important for your soul, for your heart, and for your mind. So keep those connections even with the strangers you see on the street every day, or at the store, or where have you, right? Or start up a conversation while you're in your doctor's office sitting beside somebody. You know what I'm saying? So happy Sunday, you all. Believe, and always believe in yourself. And don't forget to be thankful and have gratitude for all those blessed people in your life, because that's what helps make our world go round. All right. Love y'all. I'll probably be on here some more, since I'm going to be down here for a few days by myself. I'll probably do some videos or something. I want to do a live so bad, but I have to make sure I'm in the right headspace to do that. And right now I'm just getting a little anxious and excited because I get to see my granddaughter here in just a little bit. And that is one of my favorite things to do. All right. Love you guys. Bye.